It's about to go down.
Lovely pass, and there he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Gonzalo running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden Barrett and an early touch and an excellent...
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello out there. It's a wonderful Monday and you're welcome to yet another episode of Sports Orbit. My name is Afa Acho. Salif Usman is right here. Ms. Salifu, welcome to Sports Orbit.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Mr. Akwa, a beautiful morning, and always as sport as it is on Sport Orbit.
Yeah.
The weekend was so loaded.
Yeah, loaded.
A lot of tricky results and so on. So even the boxing one was also not peaceful.
At all. At all. I just like Salifu said, it was actually a loaded weekend when it comes to sports. We also the EPL, what happened, Arsenal reviving back their top 4 hopes, while for Man United, except something exceptional happens, it looks like they might just be making a return back to the Europa League, where they have been playing for quite a while for now. Also in the NPFL, we saw some interesting games, and also in the boxing world, also something spectacular also happened. But that and so much more will give you in the course of this program. But first, we'll begin from the home front right here in the NPFL, where Rangers of Enugu actually trashed Akwa United, while Kwara United, while Akwa United actually defeated Lobi Stars. For Rangers United, it was a 3-0 victory over Kwara United, while Akwa United defeated Lobi Stars 1-0. In the other match was Gombe United versus Katsina United, which it ended 1-0 in favor of Gombe United. So if we're looking at this match, just when we thought Lobi Stars might be gaining some form of resurgence and meeting champions Akwa United, and they fell to a slim 1-0 defeat. But for Rangers returned to winning ways with our classic Kwara United 3-0 with that one.
Yeah, very interesting. Good one for the Rangers after losing their 2 straight match. Lost to Enyimba and then lost to Niger Tornadoes. And they came on and bounced with the sound victory 3-0. It's not a small field, and Kwara United is not just a minor team. And but what is the Lobi Stars, just like you see, when you thought that Baba Ganero is beginning to get his ass together, and his result is started to come in before that, the next match they sleep. And if you watch it vividly, look at their last 4 matches since they are still like almost 6 matches that they are playing, and since they take over, you win at home, go away, lose, you win at home, go away, win. So it's like as if Lobi is more comfortable when they play at home, but when they travel on the road, they have an issue. So these are some of the challenges the coaching, the UFAs and the UFA by the management and the coach, the technical crew must go to find solution to it, because you can't keep on playing just like as if we are operating in the old era where you must win at home, and then when you go home you are sure you are going to lose. And if you continue to play like that, it may not be too safe for Lobi to say that okay, there will definitely be a big improvement for the relegation, but they have to maintain consistency. At least if you cannot even win at home, try to pick a point. But if you like all their 3 matches, 6 matches you are playing so far, 3 at home, 3 away, you all win at home, but when you go away, you lose. So what the leaders is coaching and these players need to find a solution to that if they must return to Lobi to where they were supposed to be on the table.
And for Gombe United, Katsina United, a northern derby of some sorts. Gombe took that one 1-0 over Casino United.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that result. I'm not surprised by that result at all because Gobi has been too. If you look at compared to Gobi performance and Casino United, Gobi has been too. I think some impressive performance compared to Casino United this season. So I'm not surprised that that even any 1-0. I think it shows that Casino United even try. So Gobi, when they play at home, Gobi, and if you look at Gobi, is one of the clubs that whenever you visited them at their home, you always find it difficult. They make sure they turn you empty-handed, and that has been they are so far they have maintained that cost. They ensure that whoever remember when Remo Star was going all winning streak, going match 11 match unbeaten, 12 match unbeaten. It is Lobi that inflicted the heavy injuries, and since they defeated with Gombe, they will never be the same again until recently because they going to find their gear on the game again. So Lobi Gombe has been maintained ensure that whenever you visit them, they restore you back home empty-handed. So I'm not surprised by that result at all.
Right, quickly away from that now to athletics, where the Athletics Federation of Nigeria has revealed that it will select athletes for the forthcoming African Senior Championships at the second all-comers competition in Lagos this week. Nigeria's best athletes are expected to converge in Lagos this Thursday and Friday for the AFN second all-comers competition, built to hold at the Yaba College of Technology. According to a statement by AFN Secretary General Prince Adisa Adeni Beoku, the two-day event will serve as selection trials for home-based athletes for the 22nd African Senior Athletics Championships holding from June 8 to 12, 2022 in Mauritius. He also reminded state clubs and institutions intending to participate in the competition to confirm their entries upon arrival at the venue on Wednesday, that is April 27, 2022. AFN Technical Director, in his words, Samuel Onikeku, explained that the AFN all-comers competition would afford athletes wishing to participate in the championship opportunity to achieve the qualification standard before the window closes on April 30th, 2022. So, AFN, this competition, I mean, nice one, an avenue to see emerging stars when it comes to athletics for Nigeria.
That's really traditional. The all-comers is always useful to select an athlete. And one thing that is always impressed me about EFA is that always trying to make the window open. So there's no person that this person can be penciled down. Wherever you are, and still even the foreign athlete has to still foreign-based athletes still have to travel down. If you merge with part of the African champions, part of the team, you have to come here and prove your feet and prove your qualifications to make the team Nigeria. Fantastic one, and just like the technical director, it's an opportunity for that. They go to upcoming and they go to already established that everyone need to come and show who and show what you can do before you can make the team.
Yeah, I mean, nice one. Speaking further, he said the bulk of the team that will represent Nigeria at the African Championships will be home-based athletes, and this competition will afford the Federation opportunity to select those that will go to Mauritius in June. When you look at athletics, for instance, a lot of times the athletes who make up most of the contingent most of the time are selected from the local scene. But as against football, when it comes to football, it's a different ball game altogether.
Yeah, it's a different ball game altogether, and that is ideally. That's why I commended the AFN for what they have been doing and to ensure that the bulk of athletes, and if you not even just for the African championship, even for an international championship or Olympic standard, World Athletics Championship, most of the athletes you still see a local-based athlete. Raw, pure Nigerian athlete, still part of the team, just like compared to football, where and the opportunity we won't have in football in Nigeria, we don't have in athletics. Football is only one thing that you can anywhere you see that anywhere you move around Nigeria, even within Abuja. By the time we move from here to where we are at the moment, if you move down to the Mabushi now, before that Mabushi bridge, around 4 o'clock, you see people training and playing football within that area. So when people keep on saying that, the coaches keep on saying that they can't find a local based player to make up the team, it keep on amazing and it shows their laziness that they are not ready to. They're always looking for already made product use. And that is why sometimes when they even talk about this coaches and you know you ask, What is even the job of the national team coach? When you job the national team coach, you are saying you are not ready. You can't find a player in the local scene.
Exactly.
It's self-indictment. It's self-indictment. Even let's assume we don't even have a league. But all the I tell you that even the players that are playing within the local green, within all the environment at the school level, any level, you say that you can't find in a country of almost 2 million people, 200 million people. You say you can't find a player in Nigeria to make up the national anthem of that country.
Absolutely.
It's quite embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
Very insulting to say you can't find a player of Nigerian based in Nigeria to be part of the Nigerian national team.
I mean, terrible. And on to football
and
now.
Just sorry, all the AFL should continue with this practice.
No, of course. I mean,
they should sustain this practice and never to copy the bad side of the Nigerian football.
No, at all.
Copy. They should continue the good fantastic. Remember the other time that before I went to the league, and that's even the best will have it. All the style, all the name they have made. They have to come down to Lagos.
No, of course, to come and prove yourself.
Against the local athletes.
Exactly. That's why in athletes you don't hear of Nigerians going all over the country to scout or go and beg athletes who come and run.
No.
You must come down here, prove yourself with the guys who are based here. Exactly. For you to even have a chance of being on the field. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, kudos to Athletics Federation of Nigeria, and we hope that other federations will adopt this kind of initiative whereby more of local athletes or more local content is being added to whatever we are taking abroad there. Away from that now to football, like we told you last week, almost through the whole of last week, it was stories coming from the NFF or Ministry of Sports concerning the coaching job for the Eagles. Finally, or let me say, another twist has come into the non-ending issue as it concerns the Super Eagles job, where former Italy goalkeeper Walter Zenga, this time around, from reports that we're getting, has actually thrown his hat into the ring, into the running for the Super Eagles job. From reports we're getting, this time around, it's not like someone went to go and beg for him, but he has indicated interest that, look, I think I have what it takes to take the Eagles to the next level.
And that is how it's
supposed to be. So when I got the story, I said, okay, this is more like hate.
That's how it's supposed to be. No be you going to the police, come and I'll bring you to come and coach. No. Somebody has to show his willingness. First and foremost, has to show his desire that I have what it is, and I'm ready to coach your job. And by that time, and by that issue, when you employ some person, you are at the top of the world, you are at the top of him to dictate and to direct for him what to do. But when you go to somebody and kneel down to beg, please, can you come and coach? That person is at the situation to tell you what I want to do. He won't lie. He's the one, instead of the other way around, he's the one to give you his guideline. That I'm not going to stay in Nigeria, I'm going to stay there, I only come when there's much. But when someone is looking for a job, say I need this job and I want to give this job, you give me your guideline, you give me your rule, and if he says to abide by it, so be and he's qualified, you give him the job. Even whether he's qualified or he's going to win the job, but then the fact he applied by himself, I'm impressed by that.
Yeah, I mean, completely. And if you even look at his pedigree, I think he hasn't done quite badly compared to the other Portuguese man, because for Zenga, who has managed a number of clubs before, including Cagliari, MLS side, New England Revolution, Calcio in Italy, 3 Romanian clubs, that's National Bucuresti, Steaua Bucuresti, Dynamo Bucuresti, and others in the long list of clubs Zenga has managed Al Ain in the United Arab Emirates, Red Star Belgrade in Serbia, which is quite a big club in Serbia, Gaziantepspor of Turkey, Calcio Catania, Italy, Palermo of Italy, Al Nassr Saudi Arabia, Al Nassr CSC Dubai, and Al Jazeera. So Al Jazeera Club, Sampdoria, Al Shabab of United Arab Emirates, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Crotone Italy, Venezia Italy. So if you look at him, truthfully speaking, his CV is quite impressive.
So it's quite impressive. At least, even though you will say that somebody may listen to you say, well, most of these clubs you are mentioned, they don't know them, but at least Palermo,
able to
the Guerres and no club that is familiar to Nigerians and work part of those clubs.
Sampdoria is also not, it's a club,
at least he has some. In as much as he may not be as rich compared to most of the world.
Maybe a Laurent Blanc or the other guy, Valverde, for instance.
But at least he showed that he has some process that he has coaching process that he has been within the job for a very long time, and his experience matters a lot.
Yeah. So I think with he indicated his
interest. But unfortunately, the Minister of Finance told us by the report we headline that he has ruled out any opportunity of bringing a foreign coach, and he believes that a local coach can still do better. And I agree with him.
Yeah, in a way. But don't you think for someone like this to now indicate interest, don't you think the Minister of Sport might want to have a rethink and say, okay, since NFF were insisting on Pesero, here is somebody who has indicated interest, who at least on paper is better than Pesero?
Well, it all depends, and at the same time, it's an Italian, and Italians are not doing well. I may be wrong, but I'm not too sure about their success in African football. That's my only doubt concerns to him. And you know, the Italians, the attitudes when it comes to the attitudes toward African issues. So something like I'm not comfortable with that idea. But if he's ready to work, also be. But I'm as long as concerned. Just like we analyzed last week, and if you're looking at looking at the achievement of the foreign coach who are managing the foreign coach so far, and then manage the Super Eagles so far, and compared to our own local coaches who are also managing the team so far. So you look at it that the experts who are coming to Nigerian coaches, I'm not achieving anything better or anything so spectacular compared to our own local coaches. So the best results Super Eagles have so far is win African championship. This was won by a Dutchman, West Africa. And at the same time, another Nigerian coach in the case of Stephen Keji also import that feat. So the only thing that may result in the difference that Buffy Jones give us Olympic medal. Samson here almost gave us an Olympic medal. So there's nothing. I've not seen anything spectacular that's so special, but the foreign coach who are coming to coach Nigeria compared to what our local coaches also do. It's unfortunate that something just here by this time has been banned, and it's not it's something like banned. Don't be as if as
one of the best coaches in Nigeria.
In this country. Whatever anybody may say about
all the times he's been given in the national assignment has proven himself.
Whatever anybody may say about him, chances here for 2 times went to the Olympic, won a silver, and at the same time for another second Olympic, even though with all the obstacles. Remember something 2016 when he was going to Rio Olympic, you remember that scandal and the team. It's the team that was stranded on the road, and he has to take a Japanese flat rocket to donate the money to assist the to move to the Olympic. Despite everything, that same team still went to the semi-final of the Olympic and won the bronze medal. So it's not a small field. Not every team can win the Olympic as a football team. The Olympic is more like a World Cup.
Sure.
Olympic football is more like a World Cup. You still have to go, but still just for almost 2 times. 2008, you get to the semi-final, you get to the final, lost to the final to Argentina. Nobody can push on that one. That you can say it's a failure. It was a good job. The Argentina lost was Argentina led by Lionel Messi.
Exactly.
So you can the Maria and everything were also part of that team that decided to lost to it. Then 2000, the same 8 years after in Rio, went to the Olympic again and get to the semi-final of that same competition, lose the semi-final to Brazil, and then go to the final and to the play of the loser game, and was still winning and return home with the bronze medal, which was the only medal won by Nigeria at that particular Olympic. So anybody, it's unfortunate that he's not available because of the traffic ban. He's still a good coach, but I still insist that Emmanuel Amunike has not been tested yet. We can still give him an opportunity to test it. This the one who be disabled. The only African coach who was able to win a league title in Europe with Albania. He's a Nigerian coach. You can still bring him
and give him a try.
Pair him with Amunike and bring him up and pair him together. They are all good coaches. Let us say instead of bringing a foreigner that will spend a hard-earned money, pay him the resource a person with the dollars. And at the end of the day, we are not getting anything better than what we can still getting. So we should go local. I insist that we should go local. I'm agree with 100 million of this sport. He should stood his ground. Let our local coach us. Haslo Senegals today are African champions.
Yes,
They have been managed by a local coach. So most of the African teams have told the line of going make use of what you have.
I agree with you. I mean, in many respects, sometimes it's good to look inward because you discover that when you look inward, you find out that the materials you have can match up with what is out there. Anyway, at this point, we take a breather, go on a short break, and when we come back, we still have lots of stories, interesting stories for you. And when we come back from this short break, don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
All right, welcome back from that short break. You're still on to Sports Orbit now to the Syria where Osimhen's Napoli actually slipped up again in the title race and suffering a 2-0. Actually surrendered a 2-0 lead to end the match 3-2 away. In that one, for the second week running, Napoli have failed to hold on the lead after conceding a stoppage time goal against Roma to draw 1-1 last weekend. And the defeat leaves Napoli third on 7 points, 5 points behind leaders Inter Milan and 4 adrift second place AC Milan. Beginning of the season, or let's say up till maybe like
Middle of the season.
middle of the season, Napoli were looking like strong contenders for the title, but as it is now, they are gradually slipping. But the joy in that is that they might at least likely make a Champions League spot if they continue to, at least if they don't continue to lose games.
Well, the Champions League last season, this year, before they dropped down to the Europa League.
To the Europa, yeah, actually.
Now,
yeah.
you know, sometimes you don't get it what is truly happening with the coach. But now when you see them that they are almost get there, either the coaching deficiencies or the players' attitude, I don't know what, or the player or complacency, I don't know how to try to put it. Because if by the last 2 months they have dropped 5 points, if they have pocketed those 5 and not just drop the 5 points, because you have this more do this game in your hand to win this match.
Yeah.
For the time like yesterday, you have 4 leading by 2-0. If you are leading by 2-0, almost as good as you already coasting to the victory. You surrender the two goals, and then you only for you to lose the match, allow the opponent to come from behind and score 3 goals, and then take the match. And if just like happened against Roma, when they dropped a point against Mourinho Roma, the same thing. Now within these 2 matches, you have dropped 5 points. And if they have pocketed these 5 points, now they have themselves to because they have the same equal point with the Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Now they have slipped down to the third position, almost 5 point drift of AC Milan, and the 4 point drift of Inter Milan and AC Milan. What it means that both the second place, the third place, the first place and the second place, Inter and AC Milan, need to lose 2 matches and you need to win 2 matches for you to get on top of them. Now you are now looking for a help from somewhere else for them to sleep before you can take over. So I hope that Spalletti and his will be able to respond to this quickly. In case what they will keep if they are playing the way they are still they're still going down more.
Even miss out on the Champions League spot. Away from that now to, of course, to boxing now where on Saturday, of course, the much talked about match between Tyson Fury and Dillian White. Well, a lot of people, for some people, thought it was going to be an upset, but it was not to be, as Tyson Fury actually regained. He defended his belt for Dillian White. He was knocked out in the 6th round, and of course, boxing analyst Alan Fox said Tyson Fury actually, because after that match, Tyson Fury actually said this was going to be his last fight. So the possibility of him facing either Anthony Joshua or Alexander Usyk does not arise. But Alan Fox says that he's afraid that either of these two guys might end up beating him. That's why he's quickly trying to call it quits.
Yes, even me, immediately I saw that post that that will be the end of his fight, that he wants to retire. I said, is this guy afraid of Joshua? Because Joshua's all this while have been dreaming of having a fight with Fury. And only for you, because he remember this fight was supposed to be against Joshua. If Joshua had won his last fight. But because Joshua sleep, and now you are now winning the fight, and now you are now looking right. Because definitely the two opponents for him now, the next one you will likely fight is either Usyk or Joshua. And you look at those two guys, you say, well, I want to retire.
But for me,
maybe he's scared of those two guys.
For me, I wouldn't think so, because but for me, even the leading up to this fight, I knew Dillian White wouldn't be a match for Tyson Fury, because Dillian White has been knocked out in his last 3 fights, knocked out by Joshua himself, knocked out by Povetkin, and knocked out by. So I mean, he's been knocked out by fighters who are even better than. So I don't know. Maybe he feels there's nothing to prove anymore for Fury.
There's nothing to prove for just like you see, White was no match to him. Definitely to be, he has not achieved anything against White, because you know that obviously that White was no match to him. So the people who are supposed to fight to prove that you have to prove, he's supposed to fight any of those two guys. And now you are not saying you want to call it
quits. The thing is, for him to fight any of those two guys, because there's a rematch, Joshua and Usyk must fight first before he has the chance of facing any of them.
They allow them to fight. Then
anyway, let's see. This won't be the first time Fury will be retiring. I recall that even before he came out of retirement to beat Wilder, he had retired after he won the championship, relinquished the belt and retired. He had some mental issues, drug problem, retired, came out of retirement and beat Wilder 2 times. So Fury has a way of, Fury might relax and feel like, okay, let me just give it a shot one more time.
Well, he still need he has the right to retire when he to retire. But we still urge him that the boxing world still need him. He should stay behind and fight every of these two guys first. Unfortunately, I think Nigeria, those who love the Oba of Alive, he'll be very strong boxing supporters in Nigeria.
Sure.
He himself
was a boxer in Bangladesh,
and the very strong boxing promoters from Nigeria. So, with the Oyo Empire and the Alafis and everybody, and the Nigeria Boxing Federation and the rest, they have lost a very strong supporters.
All right, down to the EPL, where a couple of interesting matches went down during the weekend. Of course, we saw that match. That was the match yesterday where Liverpool had to, in that Merseyside derby, Liverpool had to overcome a resilient Everton side to keep the pressure on Man City and, of course, keep their title hopes alive. Now let's take a look at the EPL results from what we saw last weekend. Of course, the first match of the weekend started from the Emirates, where against all odds, let me put it that way, or let's say against what their a lot of bookmakers thought Arsenal triumphed against United 3-1. But looking at that game, some people, well, I think I share in that, also felt United were a bit unlucky in that game, actually. Then, of course, for Leicester City, it was 0-0. But for Man City, as always, 5-1 over Watford. Gabriel Jesus scoring 4 goals. Norwich City losing 3-0 to Newcastle United. Brentford actually holding Tottenham, a very tough game, to a goalless draw, which actually put Tottenham back on hanging on the wire once again. Then for Chelsea, had to take a 10-minute goal for them to overcome West Ham in that London derby 1-0, while Liverpool also triumphed and that one. Let's take a look at the EPL table as it stands currently. But of course, Man City are still leading the pack while Liverpool still following behind. None of these teams willing to lose. For Man City, all they have to do is just win all of your games. It doesn't matter what Liverpool does. Win all of your games and you're home and dry.
They are not concerned about what
Yeah, so just win all your games.
It's Liverpool that's waiting for what to happen.
Yeah.
But for them, all they hold their own destiny in their hand. So that has put them ahead. And if you're looking at just like you said, the match between Arsenal and Man U, but I agree with you, and just like others, that match was a very tough class.
Yeah.
And both teams play out their heart.
Very well.
Very fantastic. The game was completely balanced. And that Arsenal triumphed, but mean Arsenal was a better side that day. Because I also was the man that Man U put everything into that game to get the result. And unfortunately, it does not come. Because I remember Fernando
missed the penalty.
Missed the penalty. Also he the
sometimes you're unlucky with football. Ronaldo's goal rule for offside. So yeah, it happens in football. Yeah, of course. But for Tottenham, after all, though, like we said in that preview, Brentford can be a very, very stubborn team. And
they are surprised many times.
Exactly, and Tottenham did all they could, but they ended in a stalemate. As it stands, Brentford, coming from the Championship, have done well. They're in the 12th position. But the surprising thing for everybody, at some point, it was like Newcastle were going to be relegated. But Newcastle are in the 9th position. Yeah, especially the appointment of Eddie Howe.
That shows that the coach that came in.
Yeah,
he's doing. And you know, sometimes when people are saying, sometimes you see a particular team strongly. And at least in their mind, this one, they have not bought any player.
Exactly.
He still made use of the player that he has. But now, Newcastle, not even in the third position, they have also even dropped ahead of Leicester.
Of course, ahead of Leicester.
So
yes.
It's very fantastic and interesting. And then that shows that next season you have to watch out for Newcastle.
Yeah, of course, because they'll have opportunity to bring in new players. Now people will be willing to come because they are staying in the Premier League. Exactly. So I think it's a team to actually look out for next season. Anyway,
and for Everton, well, it's just like it's
not happy days at all. Not happy days for Frank Lampard.
They are not in anywhere close to saving June at all.
At all.
It's very, very tricky for them. But let's see how it goes at the end of the day.
Yeah, a couple of budgets.
They still have too much in hand.
Yeah, too much is in hand.
So that's how it's going to be. But the question is that even the too much they have in hand is against who?
Yeah, that's another thing.
Even Bolly, the Bolly has 2 points ahead of them.
Yeah.
Bolly also have one
match in hand. Yeah.
So what Lampard has to now with 2 matches in hand, that means in total they still have 6 matches to play before the end of the season. And that 6 matches to play, that will give 18 points if they are going to win all the 6 matches. Is that possible? That's the question. Very, very likely impossible.
Because it will just be terrible that a club like Everton will be relegated at the hands of the Chelsea legend.
Who drive them in the relegation? So it's like, but if just like we analyzed it, we talked the other day that the Rooney saw it forthcoming, and that's why the plan is not. But Rooney also guided down to the.
No, but for Derby County, don't forget that they were deducted 23 points at the start of the season. Of course, due to some financial issues. So Rooney actually even tried for the team to stay afloat. They had some financial issues. They couldn't meet up some obligations, so they had to be deducted 23 points even before the league started. So imagine that you are starting the league with 23 points deducted already. So they had no chance of escape at all. So I think for Rooney, he did all he could do, but his best was not good enough. Having even a top team, if you deduct 23 points for his beginning of the race.
If you deduct 2 points from Man City,
of course, I mean, it's difficult. So anyway,
I feel for Rooney.
Yeah. I mean, but it's just a learning process. I'm sure as he moves
forward.
But
I pray he should not leave the team. He should just go down there and then try to drive them back.
No, sure. Like when they were having issues, he had the opportunity of leaving, but he said no. He was going to stay with them, even with the financial issues. In fact, he even had to take a pay cut from his salary to make sure that he stays with the team. But all he did was, at the end of the day, that point deduction really affected them, and so sad one. Anyway, viewers, that's all we have for you. Not forgetting that some NPFL games, I think Rivers United will be in action later on today. And of course, some other sporting actions will be on. Of course, there's also a Premier League match that will be on today. Of course, I think Crystal Palace should be in action also tonight. We'll keep an eye on all of those games, and tomorrow we'll give you a complete review of all the sporting events that will go down today. Salifo, once again, thank you for being on this Monday episode of Sports Orbit.
Thank you.
All right, until we come your way tomorrow again with another exciting and refreshing package. I remain your host, Akwa. Stay safe out there, and it's bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.